So we are live. Today we are going to talk about Ghana. Ghana is a country condemning the coup d'etat in Guinea-Bissau. So your topic or the title for this video is Ghana condemns Guinea-Bissau coup and demands return to constitutional rule. So within the week, said there has been a coup in Guinea-Bissau. The military takeover in Guinea-Bissau has been condemned by the government of Ghana, which describes the action as unlawful grab of power that threatens the country's democracy and democratic progress. So yes, I have my brother here, Ima. He's going to throw more light on this, and Uncle brother Ima, give us some more in-depth and knowledge on this.
So I think that issue
The volume.
Volume.
Yeah, because we had to there. Yes.
Issue I think that very critical because now so we share Guinea-Bissau. It's not the only country I experienced coup d'etat, and I said the military taking over the reins of government. The issue has been that say when the military sees that things are not going right, sometimes they try to step in. And now Africa as a whole, West Africa partner in the recent years, and I say the past decade, they are experiencing a lot of coup d'etat, especially in Mali, in Niger, in Burkina Faso, so on and so forth. And now we have Guinea-Bissau. So I think the real question I was able to say, I want to say, what's actually making these things to happen? Because in Africa, it was back then in the 90s, you say not frequent coup and your ICC, but the big 21st century, we are also experiencing it again. Yankan is saying the ECOWAS has come to condemn it. AU has also come to condemn it. But say because you quote the details of what actually happens, I don't think that is a point of interest. Point of interest is and say why are these things happening?
Yeah.
The normal way is here. You say why do the military step in? Because they didn't say the military there. They said they should protect the nation from external aggression, and I say any foreign invasion. But see, they become or they meddle with domestic affairs. And now, military they say and almost switch free, almost core duties to come and meddle in domestic issues.
But to me, well, I don't know, but the military, to me, they don't have in-depth in governance. To me, they don't have that in-depth.
Yes, military there, they have not been trained to govern. It's a military taking over Accra. Eventually, they will use the public and as a civil servants to govern. So, economics owned to me, international relations owned to me, and so on and so forth. Sometimes, they end up even making things worse.
Exactly.
But one exception I am with this rule, Burkina Faso so far. Burkina Faso, though they are under the military rule, which is under Captain Traore, but Omomo Dieno, there's an exception because the man at this moment is seen to be performing well.
What are exceptions? Because Well, I see it to be a media hype or something.
Okay. So what the reason why we see it as an exception is that no the why and said or per se the country itself should be able to do control everything that belongs to the country. Young Koyan say foreigners never control the resources.
That's the best.
So now he's more African centered and he's more country centered. Into Oma his own people to benefit. This is one example is that what the judiciary has been wearing. It was given to us, or let's say it was given to Africa by foreign what is the colonialists. And now you see Wabe is more of African oriented. In the Oshe other infrastructure is also doing that. You can see that at least he's in line doing some things to make the country better rather than squandering the money and our Bibisa.
But also, also, you could see that the reason why he took power was to counter terrorism, and all, that was also a factor. But now, I think he's not making any progress on that one, despite sending the French away. What the French, what promote French army whatsoever near the echo. Now everything is in your domain, but I don't see the progress there. Especially they coming together as the three nations, Sahel region on them. Those are they are Burkina, Niger, those yes coming all together there. No. They are not able to eradicate these terrorists there. So despite or making progress, in terms of or making everything made in Burkina, everything should be here. No? But there are some things that, despite being a military, so and I'm almost happy.
Yes, that's true. Indeed, last time I was listening to a security expert, Nano Okase, Senya Wokana, the fact that he's a military, you know, he should actually be doing more in terms of the security architecture.
All right. I think the network is so bad. It's giving us some in-depth, and this is very educative. Yeah, on coup happened. Was started with the coup happened across Africa. Over Sahel region now, Burkina, Niger, more side on that. You could see say coup happened, and now military ne really wo. Say Ebiema says oh Guinea-Bissau, and he's throwing more light on say this thing is common in West Africa. In the past, it used to be there. In Ghana here, we have experienced some before. Coup d'etat, akoso. But now, baby, we are heading towards now. Democratic system, no, we shouldn't be that archaic. That's why I say most of these governments, no, they have not been doing what they are expected to do. Kua Esiwo, Guinea-Bissau, Ghana is condemning it. In a statement issued on November 26, 2025, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs said Ghana is profoundly concerned about the situation, which erupted just days after Guinea-Bissau held peaceful presidential and legislative elections on 23rd November 2025. So Ghana is condemning this thing, and we are looking at it from, say, a African nation. Why do we still hear coup? Abra, most of these nations they have weapons, bigger weapons, nuclear weapons. They don't threaten their government. No, Oko baby like the US, Russia, China, those countries, big countries, no, among threaten our government, no, because they know say of minor amanyo seven koya this Victor yade yensa ane eyi obi a performing, not a tool. That's why or start say he will be joining again. Networking and off. He'll be joining again. A tool some day find me amanyosem and free because if all the tool will be free, then why do we practice democracy? Democracy near kabi mamin kabi. So when perform here, yet to abani a year from the DA susu say or performing aba. Just like Ghana here. Last year they have elections. Now the president was Nanado. In the name of NPP government, Ghana for who say no, this man is not performing. No. There's no need, say so Jenny edit to version and Sakutuno. The right thing must be done because we are a democracy. There was a free and fair elections. Ghana for who say no, this government is not performing. You know, for the new government be a yenimse ombe performing. Am I Emra? So yes, that's it. I know who needi hunkumoy. So Ghana is condemning it, and I am one said network. Yeah, he's giving us much in depth on this and a networking article. Ghana is urging the immediate restoration of constitutional order and insists that any disagreements over the election outcome must be handled through peaceful, transparent, legal, recognized channel, not through force. Yes, exactly. This is what the government is saying. Okujoto Ablakwa, that's our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Asama Okeni, say Ghana should try a good, not Ghana, Guinea-Bissau should try and be a good example to Ononohu and the rest of the world by reinstating those you cannot use gun to overturn a power and so that's one fulfill the same idea now all two will be free so for now then what's achievement, let me say it that way, achievement, because say you know they'll be like, oh, there was no transparent elections. They were not then the governments in the mobile, they are not performing. And these are the basis omujina so a friend is saying. A two amount for. Yeah, so Ivan is back. So yeah, bro, you can carry on from there. Yes, you can carry on from there.
Very sorry. I mean said maybe network. I thought saying if you go.
No, the network. I think your network wasn't so good. Yeah. So welcome back. We can continue from there.
So Osha, one, you share the causes of military coup. Mostly, no. What military leaders who undertake coup, I can say there is either instability or there is economic hardships. Until they have stepped in order to rectify the issue.
Oh, this network again. Well, this network again. The network is so bad. This is very educative though, but yeah. Osaba join it. They are network in SIA, you'll joining. So sending all can the causes of DNT are some of these people, military power, taking up guns to do coup no. I don't mean no state. Say economic hardship, all those things. But me no personally, I'm saying say these military people, no, they don't have that expertise to govern a country because they don't know about the how to manage a country, how to govern and all that. It's also better now, so no one to me for failure. What they don't say as a country. This is a military you take you over. These are the things we are going to do for the country in the next 4 or 5 years. They don't state their 5-year plan or whatever. It's these military people are not taking over with guns, and also Muruliko. They don't have any plan. Most of them, they don't have. And also Bisa, in this world, you have to get a plan. That's why most of these countries are advanced. They keep on going. They have successive plans. Yeah, they cannot. Oh yeah, they want me. You have to follow suit because countries need of 5-year plans, a big 10 years plan. So yes, so what about your 10-year plan be the whole? That's a uba. You cannot bypass it. You have to follow. But these military powers, they take over and nothing. They just do gub gub gub. Sometimes it will come as say they are doing something better, but they are not actually doing anything. They are actually not doing anything. So now the Ghana government is saying, the Ghana government is urging the immediate restoration of constitutional order, insists that any disagreement over the election must be handled peacefully. Yeah, so yeah, this is what the government is saying. The government is also calling for the protection of civilians and foreign nationals. There are a lot of foreign nationals in Guinea-Bissau. Ghanaians, the way I pick country, Ghanaians, yeah. So Ghana government, there should be. Yeah, so Ima is back.
Oh,
hello, Ima.
Charlie,
Yeah, can you hear me? The
should
network is 7.
network in India. I say, it's so percent to our auntie.
Yeah, I have consumed now. So yeah, Ghana for you. Consume now, no network, cry, shaky. So you can continue from there.
So what I was saying is that there is a cause for which, or for why military no step in Pempi. And the common ones I am mostly on multi-siting say there are economic hardships, and the second one is instability. Instead, then I say they came in for Burkina Faso to curb terrorism and all of that. Now, so Guinea-Bissau, there we are. They see and say there was this tension during their electoral process. Current president, they say, oh no, winning. Opposition also say we're winning. In order to avoid any instability, because in Pempi, say presidents who are in opposition who are winning. If we are not careful, the country might be, pushed into chaos.
Yeah.
Okay, the issue of Venezuela, the same thing. That was the reason why they stepped in. But almost step in after almost say declare 1 year transitional period to move to democracy. In general, it's now the transitional president or leader of Guinea-Bissau. That is Africa. And that is the situation we find ourselves.
So 1 year can turn to 10 years.
A bit to my eye, not there. So as long as they are holding on to power right now, and they've kept some of the government officials under custody and all of that, we don't know when they are going to release them, when that 1 year, indeed, if it's going to happen. But of course, the best said, and as our best idea, Guinea-Bissau, state this record, and I am making this record straight here. This is not the first time it's happening in Guinea-Bissau. Actually, yeah. It has been. I think they've had it for 9 times now.
Wow.
9 times, and now when you coup, right? 9 times, and now when you can't no more electoral process, or they were having election. There were observers, different former presidents who were there to ensure, say, the election will go on smoothly. So there wouldn't be a repeat of the essence, but then it still happened again. Can we say, some military leaders are power drunk, or can we say, some of the actions of our democratic leaders and they lead to the military coming in? So these are 2 most important questions. And the military, on one power drunk, on person better power, and I say some of the way our African leaders, some of our African leaders are ruling, and they push you to come and then take power.
Yes, sometimes.
Understand these two questions are, then we know how to tackle it. It's the AU release statement. African ECOWAS no release statement. But I think that the core matter of this issue is say, when our African leaders are ruling, who is also checking them?
Nobody.
No one is checking them. Sometimes, if you want to say it, military leaders now to the point say they want to come in.
Minkawano, I did we see now. All social media outlets are posting a coup or Guinea-Bissau. You could see people there happy, Ghanaians and other nationals. So we're proud of being a BBC Ghana. I was like, hey, when coup d'etat, I'm open to BBC Ghana. But what we commented, I don't know. So I do comments. I was like, really? So people want the military actually to step in. Nigeria for also be bring there can say, oh, the BBC here, the soldiers on Masadodo. And I was like, wow.
And the comments, no, sometimes I don't blame them because hardships no more firm. They want those leaders out of the office. But democracy is such that even when a leader is ruling anyhow, you wait till election time to express your opinion or your view. You wait. If you can't wait, then your representatives who are in parliament can then pass a vote of no confidence to remove the president and call for a re-election.
For Ghana, no one ever passed that.
It will never happen.
Africa as a whole.
No, it won't happen. It won't happen. So you look at the system in UK. If you realize that the prime minister is not functioning well, the parliament can just call for, a vote of no confidence on him or her, and then there will be fresh elections, so that we have someone competent. So it makes you active when you are a leader. It puts you on your toes. But here, if anyone is just messing up, they are just misbehaving. They know that, oh, after all, when my 4 years is not over, no one can take me off. After all, if my 8 years is not over, no one can take me off. So they will not be in a hurry, or they will not see any urgency to help the people. And until now, say is here, then the people are happy. No one is advocating for military rule, because under military rule, no, you don't like it.
Recently, so if you open your coup, looking at Nepal, they see recently.
Yes.
And in the Bangladesh last year, you could see say, hey, the citizens now after your mood seizing power with force. And people were happy. Obia supportive of them. The Gen Zs.
Yes. Because when the people get fed up, that is what happens. And Untina, who read some of the articles around Nigeria and all of that. Tinubu, people are saying that the President Tinubu should actually step up, because if he doesn't step up, the people will rather step up and do it for him. And sometimes when the people step up, you won't like it. Yeah. It's either they march to you or to somewhere else. You get it? And you the leader, you don't expect that Ombe march to you. Yeah. You are not expecting them to march to you. Saying mostly, our leaders are supposed to be, because all of these things should come back to development, and then how you are helping it. You tell me how many times you have heard of chaos in Norway, in Finland, on maybe a coup, say why. See, if people are okay, if there's no hardship, if they have job to do, if there is no terrorists, disturbing them, they go to work, they have something, they have a place to sleep, they are okay. They are not even bothered. They will not even think about you. If you go to most Western countries, the people are okay, so they are not even bothered about coming to overthrow a president. They are not bothered. The only thing they are bothered about is that the president will make good speech, the president will make good appointments and all of that because they are okay. I will share a part of see. And then another factor as why I also say Obi and as a country be eco military coup. You realize that Western funds ceases.
Yeah.
Because you not get Western funds anymore. IMF from a wow because they don't support that. You not get partners from democratic countries, the US near them. So why are we having successful military rules in Africa? It's a big question. Why are we having success? Because no country is an island. And as when you help from and as a trade, one body trade with other countries, you suffer.
You suffer. Sanctions a boost,
but why is it that some countries have been able to keep up? Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali. Why have they been able
for
to
them, the Sahel region, they are partnering with Russia.
Very good.
Yeah. Now Russia is stepping in for them.
Very good. So that is the point. Can we say in the absence of Western assistance, China and Russia are providing alternative source of funding for military rule because they know that Semenya help US. Wow, I have another country who will support me. It is here Russia, wow, and China so could help a free China assistance, a free China. China doesn't care whether you are a democracy or you are a military.
Yeah. For them, they don't care about it. For them, they even want to promote their way of communist style. They just want to promote that one.
They just want to promote that. And so they have what we call unconditional assistance. US, any IMF, any World Bank, they have conditional assistance. They come and see whether you have democratic principles in place and other factors before they can provide you with funds and other things. Why do we have these countries being effective in their military rule? Because you see, on for US who be first, you can have power, sanctions. Why only than the sanctions, but also if you have accounts in account offshore, you be freeze account.
Yes, true.
But it's a move from people because they are getting help. And to say, I'm not careful. Not say, not say military leader be so other country there is no coup. Not say who this trend. No one say as our military rule ground may take over crime and won't chire me. Obey you.
Yes, obey. It's true.
Follow. So it's a trend. A trend because now they have supporters.
Yes.
Putin no best supporter.
Best supporter. China also best supporter.
So as long as say also be backing.
Yeah.
It's you're careful. That's I was say was because you're sure this thing will be a better trend. And then Ghana, we're in West Africa. It's a man fine when me say, oh, and now we are Ghana there, we can't have coup. And Ghana there, we can't have coup.
Ghana BS so history it means it can happen again. Wouldn't be people 18 months. Obey me for two now. It
can happen again. It's high time saying the leaders now can sit up.
They sit up. Just like that.
Our leaders need to sit up. Right now,
I want you to say yes, a Ghana crown say no, say yes, a soldier crown a bit to go. Just like what happened in Bangladesh, Nepal, Miss Adiano. It can happen here because now you see military equal recruitment and the number of people. Just imagine, so these people are sorry, say, you perceive a CZ power, you call flaster vows, you call one military security number to cry say. Any part of us no.
Oh, you be overpower more.
So they should just, I don't know massa normal way happen in Africa. Na kobi kwatena social media and type say or you happy say cool ACC na da bene BBC Ghana that Nigeria ninka say da bene no say ya ho toy na bibia okay how obe qualify for coup say
Exactly. The Obi sorry. All of a sudden, now bandits and as a terrorist, it keeps happening. They are abducting their kids. Also protecting them. You are unable to protect him and I say his family. Also support Obia or GDC Obi to fighting for no support because
yes.
Who actually says that unpaid democracy and as unpaid to live in a free society, but they didn't amount for any action for all of these things because you see, on security, on money security, and as security is one of the duties of the state or government. You have to provide security to the people. It's also manage on one creating a juma man, but I feel so one home buying and also so you can't do it. Yes, Anna, frustration will eventually lead to people picking up arms and then fighting for themselves. It was I feel they're not almost supporting terrorists and that's almost supporting these military things that they are not supposed to be supporting. Because so one of the reasons why terrorists so in numbers now, because of some of these things, people are fed up with the system. Signing up for signing up with the terrorists.
Oh, there was a time, okay, Ghanaian guy now because signing for ISIS no.
Yes, Sika because we are school, there was real school for over some years when you're Juman yet or pray no compare Juman Swa near fat
party members.
I heard how the system is going now. Not feeling frustrated that eventually you don't know what is going to come in that person's head. No, it's a very high time at this moment. Ban I was say, you raises that security alert. Say these issues need to be addressed because the fact that AC or other countries not just say it can happen here. And terrorism so there. Say AC or baby so now also weapons was about yourself because the journal a bit more be told you. And one thing I always know, and I mean, no canon. US, on the citizens, your top priority. Anything that will make the citizens safe, okay, employment. And one thing that Trump always prides himself. Oh, America is now safe. America economy is now this economy because on him say one of the reasons I'm at US, some of these things. Untolerated any war terrorist and negotiate. On yes, I don't know. So what happened in Nigeria? I'm kidnapping some of the school girls. I had said they've gone to negotiate and all of that. I'm almost had it. I'm returning these girls. US will not do that. Now, whenever you negotiate with these people, you give them power. You empower them to do more. Negotiation of brand. What went into that negotiation? No one knows. Some are more than some are more than. Now, as soon as another terrorist organization sees that, oh, this organization did it, and now, they will also come.
They also do the same.
You also empower them. US Beccacho said, negotiating with terrorists is non-negotiable. What they said the incident is Omuku two national guard. Sorry, Omushuti two national guards.
The Afghan guy no Kukum.
I'm sure so what Trump speech now mine.
Yeah.
Now, oh yeah, terrorists, and that's all you'll be out behind.
You see animal crowd for that guy.
Or put fear in you right away. That's speech now. Put fear in you. Say, Master, what you want to say about US, and that's what they did because it's a man. Sorry to say. They will come, they will match you boot for boot. They will match you boot for boot. And yes, sir, then we we live in a country where people are not safe, economic wise, we are not safe, security wise, we are not safe in any way. Not the bread. Yes, and now everyone will be willing to say, yeah, they will be rooting for military rule, and I said they will be rooting for other things that are not supposed to be happening. So basically, that is how it's going.
Yeah, this is so educative. You know, one enlighten me on a lot of things, to be frank, because you saying Russia is there to assist, just Russia, China more, just like they are assisting the Sahel region now. I try my job with CBB so because Charlie, they will think say the BI okay. Yeah, free West no. We see the West as enemy. Not we more as friends. And one funny thing about even that one, they say, me no to me now. I thought say, almost Sahel, almost year cool no. What to French and those people no. Now because say yeah, you were going to state emphatically say you are going to depend on yourself solely, but inviting another national and I say a supremacy being a country that is supreme. Obi anywhere before boy because you have nothing. They are coming to assist you. Minim say what am I say? Oh no, oh yeah, oh so anything I invited your so channel so mebo. Oba before boy. They will take you as we never born. Just as previously not colonizers no. Some are also before. So Charlie, we just praise the time here. Did you come kakra? We'll continue some other time. Yeah, dear. At least networking and kakra. But I've learned a lot today. Next time we'll get in touch. Every time, yeah, banga, just like this. So please do well to join, subscribe, and also share with some family and friends. Let's educate ourselves and know what's happening around the world. Thank you for joining, Duma. Yeah, the basic I say. This was very educative. Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right.
Let me end it here.